All right, sup nerds, back 2 days in a row. Didn't expect that, did you? No, we're trying to, we're becoming a content machine. Really pumping this stuff out every single day. So, by the header of the video, you probably have an idea. And I figured, why not hear my idea on Destined Rivals and, the supposed reprint that's coming. But, at this point, I think we all know it's on the way. And, what does that mean for it, and kind of where do we take long term? So, yeah, let's get into it. Little Pokemon video. We usually talk about other stuff, but we'll go with that. So, here's the take. Pokemon doesn't have enough product of anything. I know everybody's like, well, Chaos Rising is falling, and Pitch Black is not doing well, and da-da-da. It's like, these things are still, in the upper 160s to $200. It's still doing well, and it's a good thing. So Destined Rivals being reprinted, my opinion, it's a good thing. Right now I think booster boxes, when I last checked, are sitting at like $4.80 a box plus taxes. That's crazy. That's pretty crazy. If I'm being honest with you. And ETVs are they're like 130, 140 when I last checked, right in there. It's pretty expensive. For all the old MSRPers out there, that's quite a bit higher than what it is. So, here's the thing about a reprint. Everybody's panicking. Some people are panic selling with regards to it today. And, if you bought it recently, you're, having a conniption because you're like, what's going to go down? I guess the point of this video is going to just tell everybody to relax a little bit. Sure, reprints, whenever that happens, is always going to bring down the price a bit, okay? But Pokemon has a ton of demand. I don't really care what everybody's, says or tries to act like on the internet. It has a bunch of demand. People want the product. Personally, I think Destined Rivals is a pretty cool set. The color scheme is cool. The Mewtwo is cool. It's pretty good set, and I think it's going to continue to be a good set. If you're holding this for 2 years, if you're making an investment in it, it's going to do well. Sure, we may not be at $480 to $500 a booster box after reprint, but $350 is what, a 20% decline, give or take, off that, a little bit more. So it's a 20% fall, and then it's probably never going to get reprinted again. I mean, maybe it goes into the prismatic evolutions, which is like constantly cycled, but realistically, they have a lot of other stuff that they can be printing. I mean, who knows? Obviously it can always be wrong, but I think you're going to see, over the next 90 days, you'll have the bottom of the reprint value, and then it's going to start going back up, and it's going to be steady, and that's a good thing. I mean, it's obviously it hurts if you bought Destined Rivals at $450 or $470 today, and then you hear there's going to be a reprint and it tanks to $350. Obviously that feels bad, but if you're buying it at that with the intent of holding it long term, that's just kind of the price you pay of it. It's how stock investing works. It's how anything really works, is when you buy it, you're not looking at what it is tomorrow. You're looking at what it's going to be, and looking at collectibles in that same way. The dip shouldn't really impact anything. In fact, you should buy more, realistically. There's the saying in day trading, right, which is, if you try to catch a falling knife, you get bloody hands. And that's the idea that, when a stock is plummeting and you're trying to catch it on the way down, you're going to get, you're going to get hurt. It's not a good idea. But day trading and investing are different things. And when you look at this stuff and you say, okay, Destined Rivals is a good product. It's got, I'm going to say colors again, good colors, good Pokemon cards in it. They look nice. It's got the good theme, it's got the Team Rocket guys. It's fun. It's cool. It's long term. A 20% shift around a reprint is just an opportunity, and maybe stuff happens. Maybe it just, maybe it smashes to the ground, and we get $200 booster boxes and we get $100 or $90 ETBs. It's pretty good. I'd probably be buying, there. We're seeing it right now with Chaos Rising, There's a good chance if you're buying Chaos Rising at, $65, an ETB right now, in the 140, 150 range on those booster boxes, you're going to be having a really good time in 12 to 18 months. It's just how it works. And that's, I think, the biggest problem with this industry is the short-term mentality and the, honestly, just the short-term memory of most people. It's like, yeah, it never feels good when a stock goes down, but that's why you don't look at it every day. Enjoy, this. Don't look at the price every day. It's pretty simple. So I guess, and I'm going over the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is it tanks. I still think you're going to be good if you're willing to hold it. But the other case scenario is we get this reprint. Demand is still incredibly high, and the price drops from 480 to 425, and then recovers in 6 months and is reaching new highs. It's also a very realistic possibility. The reprint, I don't think is going to be huge. It's not like we're getting a ton or anything, but it's a little bit, and it's probably good. Hopefully it'll cool the market a wee bit, but yeah, that's kind of my take on it. I just wanted to, the panic over constant, fear of reprints is only the case if you bought it today and you don't have a remotely decent longer-term mentality on it. The idea of a reprint, Riftbound's origins, right? For example, people were like throwing a huge fit that there was a reprint, 3 months ago? Like a tank in the box, and all these stores fire selling it and all this. It's like back at like $300 a box, okay? This is a booster box. It's not even 1 year old. Like, 300 is too high. You still need the cards to play. And I know Pokemon doesn't have the play aspect as much, but it's like, box is under a year old. Like, it shouldn't be $300+ and still rising. And so Pokemon, look at it as reprint is just an opportunity to buy, and an opportunity to do well. And stores, obviously, I guess that's kind of the last tangent. I'll go on with it. Stores are going to have issues here. Hold on. All right, phone's ringing. I'll be back. All right, sorry, we're back. Phone rang. I record this on a phone. Obviously, probably can tell. It rang. Yeah, anyways. Last thing I was saying, I forget where I was exactly, but one thing that is going to cause downward pressure from a reprint of Destined Rivals is going to be stores dumping to free up cash flow for Pokemon 30th. A lot of people have a lot of eggs in the basket and are assuming it's going to be the next, massive hit. I think I was looking at ETBs are like 140 right now in presale, which, obviously that's quite a bit down from when it was at like 400 or 200 or whatever it was. Might be an opportunity in there. Just keep it in mind when everybody's looking at one thing, look at something different. If everybody's, cash, going to make all this money off the Pokemon 30th, yeah, there's going to be money to be made. Yeah, it's going to be a good product. Yeah, some of the stuff looks awesome. But I don't know. We'll see. It might not be as wild as everybody thinks. It will come, it will go. New sets will be released, and then those who were patient, those who waited, those who held on will be rewarded. And those who flipped and took a loss and panic sold, they won't be. So you're going to see downward pressure as stores try to really get some of this Destined Rivals off the books to be prepared for 30th. Maybe that's an opportunity because Pokemon moves fast. Trading card world moves fast. People don't, they meme on the long-term investing, but then they don't really do it. They don't hold those extra products. They don't, keep some of it, in a back closet and let it appreciate. So keep that in mind as we go through this this reprint and then into 30th. Maybe there's an opportunity, but overall, my take on it is we're not going to see a massive market crash on Destined Rivals. It's going to come down slightly, 20% at the absolute worst, and then we're going to see it drift back up, and in 12 months we might be hitting new highs. So that's my take on it. That's what I got. I'm sitting here with some Dragon Shields. We just got a shipment in. It's these new ones. They're old Soul and Petrol. That's a good color description. What is purple and blue? It's purple and teal. All right, but they're new. They got purple on the outside and teal on the inside. So you got that. You got black and gold. Yeah, brought to you by us, Wyatts Warehouse, wyattswarehouse.com. Check us out. We'll have some Pokemon 30th. I think we got some first partner collection illustration thingy series 3. Yeah, we got this. We got that too. So we got some stuff there. But that was what I wanted to talk about Pokemon. Ooh, we also got Pitch Black. Oh, nope, I didn't crack that. Don't worry about it. It's good. We also got Pitch Black booster boxes still, in stock. Practice what I preach. See, we still got it. We didn't flash sale nothing. Be like that, holding on. It'll be better, or somebody will buy it. We're happy with that. We got our price, fair market, and we're happy. We're happy guys, happy team. That's what we do. So, all right. Before I start just being an idiot, I'm gonna get out of here. All right, take care. See you guys tomorrow.